Haribo. We're so fortunate to have this opportunity to do this yajna. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that of all the yajnas, the Japa is the best. And I also read yesterday that Prabhupada said that through yajna you can attain anything. That's the secret. The secret in life is yajna. And so today we have double yajna. We have the Ekadashi Vrat, and anyone can respect Ekadashi. It's nice before you swing out of bed in the morning on Ekadashi days to make a prayer. Dear Mother Ekadashi, please let me respect you as much as possible throughout the day. And also in respecting the holy name every day and every moment, we're doing the best kind of yajna and coming closer to Krishna. And also, in following the four regulative principles, we do a very special kind of yajna. I was on an earlier call this morning, very enlightening. One of the speakers was Rabindra Swarup Prabhu, and he was talking about how the four regulative principles, sometimes we mistake them as moral principles, and that is, determining whether you go to heaven or hell. But he actually said what they actually are principles of knowledge. Because without following the four regulative principles, you can't perform yajna properly. Your yajna gets impaired. And he said, we see the universe through eyes of science, but we can't see the universe the way it is unless we do yajna properly. And that's one of the gateways. And he also mentioned how we're not alone in this body. Sometimes we think, this is my body, But actually, we're sharing it because Super Soul's in the body. You could say, it's Super Soul's body. I'm lucky I'm in here with the Super Soul. And as he pointed out, consistent with the theme I brought up, these things are revealed when the four regulative principles, English please, are followed. And finally, he was saying how once when Prabhupada was talking about Vaishnavas and descendants of our movement running countries, Rabindra Swarup Prabhu said, well, how it would be possible? He said, if they're chanting 16 rounds following the four regulative principles, then they can manage things without developing a demoniac spirit, that is, that I'm the controller and everyone should be subordinate to me. So this combination we have of yajna, of restraining ourselves from the activities that involve us in, that plunge us into ignorance so that we can't see really what's going on, and simultaneously chanting Hare Krishna. Prabhupada gave us the perfect package, following four regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds. So we should be very joyful every day that we have the opportunity to enact these and, again, open up the window to the spiritual world. No matter how hard it may be of a struggle, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Api chet sudaracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadureva samantavya samyag vyavasito hisaha. That if you're trying for this life of yajna, even if you're falling off to the wayside this way or that way, but you're coming back to it because you understand that that's the right thing to do, then don't worry. You're going to be successful because it's such a powerful yajna that's been passed down to us. So here we are. We have this opportunity, and we're emphasizing the opportunity we have by forming this Japa circle and very intentionally coming in it together and taking some time to focus on chanting the holy names together. So after we take a break, I'll read a couple of purports from Prabhupada that will very much bring joy to everybody in this room. And for now, let's try chanting Hare Krishna, doing this special yajna. And if we can do this by always remembering, during this period, that we're chanting. Become very much aware that we are chanting. And when you notice that you're not aware that you're chanting, then bring your awareness back to the fact that, yes, right now I'm chanting and I don't have anything else to do. nowhere else to go. There's no other duty as important. Does that sound like a deal? Okay, we'll try it. Let's do the Panchatattva Maha Mantra 3 times and then we'll chant Hare Krishna together. Srivas, okay? Okay, we have Srivas Prabhu's blessings. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Gaur Premanande Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Krishna Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 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 Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama.
Gaur Premanande Haribo. So, how many times did you become aware that you were chanting? And when you did become aware that you were chanting, how did it feel? Shraddha Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful pointers that you gave in the morning today. And especially the one where you said that it's the super soul's body and it's really a privilege that I'm living with him. And so I chanted today with that mood. And of course, he had said that whenever you are moving away, just remember that. So I was in that mood thinking that, he's here. And then why don't I see him if I'm living with him? And then I realized that the house is very crowded because there are other people also living there, which is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, because of all that I don't see. And so with that mood, I was praying to the Lord that please help me get rid of all these anarthas that are in my heart so that I can really see you and please manifest. And it was really a very good, a very good experience. Of course, the mind wandered. I won't lie about that. And so it was good to remember that you had said that bring it back. And it always felt good because then I would, visualize the picture of the Lord in the heart. So thank you, Maharaj, for that.
Thank you so much for sharing, Shraddha Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna. Sudhira Madhava Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Humble obeisances. I had very little success, Guru Maharaj, being aware that I'm chanting. But when in the beginning it was fresh in my mind, so there was a good feeling of joy when I was actually aware. And in the middle, for quite some time, I was not aware. So I realized that at this point it's not in control completely because of lack of practice. But whenever I was able to do, it was very nice.
Thank you for coming to us from Mayapur Dham. And as Sudhira Madhava Prabhu said in the beginning, he felt he had very little success. So if you have very little success, you have some success because it's there. Neha bikramanashosti pratyavayo navidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya traite mahto bhayad. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that even if you have sualpam, very, very tiny success, that's something big. It's very, very good. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta says in the Brahma Samhita that if you have mixed devotion, It means you have some pure devotion, because that's what pure devotion is mixed with something else. So this is the encouragement we get from the Shastra to go on chanting and to try to have that little success, because the little success will turn into bigger and bigger success. Gandharvika Radha.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare.
I just realized that whenever my mind caught to the happenings that are that I am deeply involved, then for a minute I didn't even realize that I was chanting, because the mind ran into that. And then coming back to the points that we read, thinking that the holy name is not just a ritualistic activity, but it is the core principle of our spiritual life. And then thinking that relation to the super soul helped me bring back. And then it felt like a lot of difference. It's like you're coming up from a well, deep down in the well to the top. So it really helped me, that reading in the beginning helped me to come back to understand what I'm doing and how great it is.
I like your points. Thank you very much. And everything's personal, ultimately. We can quantify things in numbers, we can count and everything, but ultimately it's a personal relationship that we have with Krishna. And that's most important. Let's see, who's next? Yes, please go ahead.
Dandat Pranams, Guru Maharaja.
Hare Krishna.
You have mentioned without following regulative principles, this chanting doesn't give benefit. So all the time I am thinking about how to focus more on this aspect, because like many times I take it as granted. So I want to focus more on like regulative principles. So that's what going on in my mind when I am chanting today. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. And actually, I didn't say you don't get any benefit. But in order for us to actually get the full benefit, then it's important to do both at the same time. Prabhupada gave the very simple example of trying to light a fire while pouring water on it. And so if we are to light the fire, best to keep the tinder dry. Nice point. Thank you for remembering that. Okay, we have Devavrata.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Obeisances, all glories to Krishna. Yeah, I've been meditating on something that I read recently from Vaisesika. He says, don't cut a return ticket with Sri Guru. And so whenever my mind has been wandering during Japa recently, I kind of just bring that to my mind, don't cut a return ticket. And it just allows me to be very sober in the process of chanting, that it's not a cheap thing. It's something that should be given full attention to. And so when I remind myself with this anecdote from Bhaktisiddhanta, it really allows my mind to go back and be sober in the process of chanting, that I really don't want to cut a return ticket for the process of Krishna consciousness.
Nicely done. Thank you very much. Bhakta Edwin.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I was thinking a lot about your spiritual fitness point where it was the make the wedge the pledge. And I was thinking about how when it comes to spiritual matters, how even like the smallest amount of success is still a huge success within, like, in the material world. Like, small successes, big successes, they're all just pretty much worthless. But in Krishna consciousness, we can focus on something as small as just bringing our mind back to the holy name in our chanting. And if we're able to do that just a little bit at first, it's a success.
Nice. Yeah. Your pledge is your wedge. That's what opens it up when we make that determination. Thank you very much, Bhakti Edwin. Nice. Okay, we have Kameshwari.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, I really like the point of that you remind yourself, becoming aware that you're chanting, and it is like we are chanting every day, but reminding that you're chanting, that is very special. Because yesterday I was talking to one of the devotees in East Coast, and she was telling that, oh, you have Guru Ma and Guru Maharaj there, and you're so special. And definitely it is so special, right? I mean, it's not that you're not available to them, but it's a privilege. I mean, it's a good fortune that somehow we are at ISV, and similarly, chanting is like holy name is available to everybody, but being aware that you have that privilege, that's very it's a good point, I thought. And I was also remembering when in Kolkata temple I saw the dumb and deaf, they were trying to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, even though they cannot make the sound. I was really appreciating that I have the capacity, Krishna has blessed, that I can make the sound and I can hear. Actually, they were trying to chant just with the actions, and I just got reminded that, yeah, becoming aware that you're chanting was really special.
That's nice. The gratitude principle comes in handy. It's very helpful to remember the fortunate position that we're in. Nice. Thank you very much, Kamishri. We have Sadhu Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was chanting and I was actually hearing Srila Prabhupada chanting, and then I think one time he said, sit properly. And then I heard that, and I actually, I sat straighter, and then I became more aware, and I was thinking how the instructions of the guru or the gurus can actually like help you focus while chanting, at least for me.
I always notice that too, as soon as I hear it. And I notice in a room full of devotees, when they hear that, everyone sits up a little closer. And it goes to the point is, the universe is a closed system. Our minds tend to be a closed system, and we need information that comes from the outside the closed system of information, to bring us to a higher level. It's the idea of the avatar, and the voice of the spiritual masters. Wake up, sit up, let's go. Come on, now's the time. Then like, okay, let's go. Otherwise, we can remain in that closed system forever without the outside intervention. Maya mugdha jivara nahi swata Krishna gyan. It's not automatic that we can come out of that. We have to hear it from a higher source. Nicely done, Sadhu. Shrisha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Today you said that remind yourself that you are chanting if your mind wanders, right, Prabhuji? So it happened for me. Maybe I remind myself at least 20 times in between. Whenever I'm reminding myself that I'm chanting, I'm hearing the mantra. I think that is a little success for me today. Thank you so much for that point. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. After all, our asset is our awareness and our attention. And wherever we place our attention, that's where our energy goes. Where attention goes, energy flows. So meditation, yoga, everything is aimed at remembering Krishna. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. Whatever way you can, any way, every way, yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. Bring your attention to Krishna. Remember Krishna. There's only two rules. Always remember Krishna, never forget him. Thank you very much, Srisha. Okay, Anirudh Nitaichand, Prabhu.
Thank you for the instruction that really helped me to concentrate when my mind was wandering away that I'm chanting. And I was just thinking of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's poem that Ohe Dushta Man Tumi Kisher Vaishnav. I mean, oh wicked mind, I mean, what kind of Vaishnav you are. So the mind is always acting like non-Vaishnav, at least for me, I can see. And it's the chanting is the process of controlling the mind also. So I was feeling like it is a battle, but your instruction really helped me to focus and bring the back mind. And though I was not 100% successful, but there was some success. I really appreciate it.
Interesting you brought up the point about the wandering mind, if you think about what wandering is, why'd you wander off? A parent will say to its kid or something, his kid, wander means to walk or move in a leisurely, casual, or aimless way. So when the mind's wandering, it really doesn't have any business. It's just going off on its own with no real point to it. And so it takes practice to discipline the mind, say, no, you have a purpose. Your purpose is to think of Krishna, to project the image of Krishna within you. So don't just wander off. It's like a little kid, you can't let someone wander off into the crowd. You have to keep bringing them back, saying, we're going somewhere now. Arindama.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandot Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. For me, it was just how you just shared, where our attention goes, the energy flows. And as I was chanting today, it helped me realize that sometimes when my mind wanders around, it helps me remember and realize where my priorities really are. And if it's not focusing on the holy name, it's really telling me where I need to adjust my attention so I can redirect the flow of energy. And that's where, when we keep trying, then Krishna will give the intelligence to focus and redirect our priorities so we could chant attentively.
Very good point. Vyavasayatmika buddhir eke hakurunandana bahushaka hyananta shabureo vyavasayinam. Krishna says that the resolute are one in purpose. Their mind is going in one direction. And those who are irresolute, they have many branched mind. It goes every different, it wanders every place. So this is yoga to master the mind and bring it to one point and keep practicing that. Okay, we have Shukeshri for the close.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just wanted to mention the glories of chanting as such. Every Saturday before we go on book distribution, I would always pray to Mahaprabhu, please use me as an instrument. For the past 4 or 5 weeks, I was not really, I don't know why, but on Saturdays I had not prayed. And I was just able to just do one Bhagavatam. Last week I started thinking that why is it that, I'm falling the same, so many times, but nothing is happening. Then I realized I didn't even pray to Mahaprabhu those weeks. So last week I sat down, I really prayed to Mahaprabhu that I want to be part of this Sankirtan, help me distribute books. And all of a sudden, as you said, he gave me the intelligence that, oh, you know what? Those people you have not contacted, those people are very good. And then I called and all the 4 of them took Bhagavatam. I was just thinking in my head that, Mahaprabhu always over and over again says that you're not the doer. You're just an instrument. And I was just feeling that so important it is that, of course, every day you should chant for Sankirtan, but especially on Saturday mornings, before you go out on book distribution, you want to just pray sincerely to Mahaprabhu, just let me be an instrument. I just want to share that with you. And this is just not a few years, a few decades, that this is so consistently happening. Thank you.
This is Buddhi Yoga. Because if we sincerely try to fix our mind on Krishna and we practice, then Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Upayanti Te. Then Krishna directly gives us intelligence. The practice of devotional service, he's there, he's speaking to us. Actually, he's always trying to direct, but it's like when somebody's speaking to you and you're looking into your cell phone and you're not actually paying attention, or your mind is going somewhere else. And then you say, what'd you say? And I just told you. It's like, yeah, but I didn't hear you. But it went right in your ear, but I didn't hear you because I didn't give attention. So Krishna's speaking to us, but in material life, bhayam dvitiya abhinibesha tasyad. I'm absorbed in something else, some other thing besides hearing Krishna. So Krishna consciousness is so simple. It means turning our attention, our awareness back to listening to Krishna. And if we follow 4 regular principles and we chant 16 rounds and we live in the association of devotees, take prasadam, then gradually we can hear Krishna's voice in the Buddhi Yoga. And he tells us exactly what to tell people, which person needs it, this person needs it, and also guides us on how to move forward in Krishna consciousness. Of course, he also expands himself externally, as Uddhava says to Krishna, that I'm so grateful to you because you not only instruct me from within, but you also manifest outwardly in the form of my different gurus who are directing me. Well, we had some success today because we followed the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to come and chant Hare Krishna. And everyone who came on this call today and anyone who listens to it later, we offer this prayer. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, dear Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, may everyone who joined the Japa circle today make Japa great again. Anyone who hears it later, be always absorbed in remembering Krishna and empowered to give Krishna to many others. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone who agrees with this prayer in part or in whole, please say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Haribo,
Hare
Gaur Premanande.